It was one of the toughest jobs in corporate America, restoring the corporate image of the Walt Disney Company. The House of Mouse was in the headlines more for its boardroom battles than its bottom line.
Disneyland is more than just castles and imagination.
Last year, after 21 years at the helm, the charismatic Michael Eisner was forced out by angry shareholders. And coming into the hot seat as CEO was his longtime deputy, Bob Iger.
Andrew, how are you?
Disney is now back on track, its major problems in the past. I began by asking Iger his strategy for restoring Disney's corporate image to its former glory.
Well, I had great training. I had worked at Disney since they bought the company that I worked for, ABC, in the mid-90s. I also had the benefit of working for Michael Eisner, who taught me a tremendous amount about the company, about both its past and its present, and what the potential of the company could be. And so at the time that I got the job, I was pretty focused on what I wanted to accomplish and when. So one thing that was very important was putting some of the skirmishes that we had been embroiled in behind us. I did not feel it was healthy for the company to have that distraction, nor was it healthy for me. Focusing the company on what really would drive the most value going forward.
Obviously easier said than done. I mean, did it go according to plan?
Well, I actually feel, looking back on what has been a pretty interesting number of months in this job, that as a team we accomplished more than I expected to in this period of time. Now, that doesn't mean that it's time to become complacent or to rest on our laurels, because there's always a lot more that needs to be done, but I'd say slightly ahead of plan.
When you were pulling the Disney house back into shape, you obviously had to deal with some very big egos, Michael Eisner, Steve Jobs. How did you manage that? How did you manage those sort of personalities? Is it compromise and consensus?
Well, for me, it's never about egos. It's about dealing with people in a very open, straightforward fashion. I think it's incredibly important to be open, accessible, treat people fairly, look them in the eye, and tell them what's on your mind.